I'm hungry. Make me some mac and cheese.
Fine. Here you go, kid.
Too cheesy.
How about now?
Too macky. Too yellow. Too bland. Too al dente.
Okay, mister. I'm gonna make you the greatest mac and cheese ever.
California's got nothing on me unless you got the guts to take back all these years. California's got werewolves and zombies. I fill in the blanks with anything to keep you here.
What's going on, guys? Kirsch's Kitchen back with a real simple recipe. I'm calling it my 3-ingredient mac and cheese. And it's exactly what it looks like. All you need, some noodles. I like the rotini because it can grab the sauce. Some sort of milk. It doesn't have to be heavy cream. It can be regular cream. It can be half and half. It can be evaporated milk. Just don't use sweetened condensed milk. It won't work. And then you can use a plethora of different cheeses. These are just the cheeses that I had, from the good old Process American, which I like because it has a bunch of the stabilizers and stuff to help out the sauce. And you take a look right here, you can see me looking at my phone. That way I know what y'all are looking at. And also me, I'm just using just a mozzarella from Kroger and some Mexican. It doesn't really matter, it's to your taste. Okay, so now we're going to come over here. It's a little bit different now, but y'all can actually see me and hear me and see everything around me. Alright, so you want this just enough to be able to, in fact that might be just a little too much. Okay, now you want this to be able just to come up just enough to cover the pasta, but you always want to salt your pasta at all times. Always salt it. Heavily salt. Because it's the only time you're going to be able to really get the noodles seasoned. Alright? And we'll be back once this is boiling in 3, 2, 1. And we're back to a boil. Now, this is not something I need to teach you. Just take your noodles, throw them right in. Okay? In fact, that should be just about enough right there. The biggest thing also I can tell you is as soon as you get your noodles in, make sure to stir it. That's all there is to it. We'll be back right just before it's about done in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Now, this is what you want to see right here. When you start to see this, I don't know if y'all can see that. Here, let me open this up. See those big bubbles right there? That's starch. Starch is going to help thicken our sauce. Now, if you didn't put enough water in, that's fine. Just throw a little bit of water in, right? If you put too much water in, just boil it, with the lid off. That way you don't have to worry about it, Maybe down here a little bit. Alright, so we're just about there. I want this just to get a little bit more down. All that water. But we're about where we want to be. You want to see all that. Because that's good stuff. That's going to get you nice and creamy sauce. Alrighty. So, this is just slightly underdone. Probably about 2 or 3 minutes off. Which is good because you always want to finish your noodles, like in your sauce. Alright? So, first thing we put in some heavy whipping cream. Okay? Now, if you want this to be a little bit healthier, you can always just go with just plain evaporated milk, nothing too much. Skim milk, that'll probably work too. Okay, now since we have this going on here, it's basically like a quick bechamel for you chefy types. Bechamel is basically nothing more than a thickened milk sauce. That's all it is. Alright, now we want to get this nicely warmed up. But here's the thing a lot of people do when it comes to cheese, okay? they will throw in the cheese when everything is still boiling. That's not something you want in life, because that will seize up the cheese, and you won't be able to, you know, the cheese will just completely seize up. It'll squeeze out all the fat. It's just not good. Okay, so now we're starting to get this right about where I want it. Okay, now we're going to turn it down to about medium, maybe a little bit lower than the boiling point, about 210. Okay, now we're just going to start, you know, like ripping up the American cheese first. Just start throwing it in, small little dollops here and there. Doesn't really matter, because you kind of want those stabilizers. And it probably takes roughly around the same time as that nasty blue box mac and cheese. And trust me, this will taste infinitely better. Alright, now we're getting this all good mixed up. You're starting to see the sauce starting to turn that nice little jet orange that we all think about. If you want a little bit more, you can always, you know, you can always add whatever you want in here. Okay, we're starting to get there. Okay. Now, you want to put your cheese in a little bit at a time, just little sprinkles here and there, because you put too much in, it's just going to be completely blocked. Okay, so we're stirring this up. Okay, see how it's a little thin? Don't worry about that. It will thicken up as it cools. Okay, so just keep going what you're doing. And I guess if you really twisted my arm to tell you how much water to put in, I'd probably say probably a 2-to-1 mixture. If you put 1 cup of noodles in, probably 2 cups of water. You know. Alright, now we're getting nice and creamy here. Look at that. Starting to get there. Now we put the mozzarella in. Low moisture. Always low moisture, because we're trying to tighten up the sauce. We don't want to thin it out. Okay? Little bit at a time. That way it doesn't break. But this is also going to give you the nice stretch that you're looking for as well. There you go. Now you're starting to see it starting to come together. Starting to come nicely together. Now this is just the basic 3-ingredient mac and cheese. You know, you could have anything from, you know, throw some bacon in here. You're good to go. Or throw some garlic in here, throw some mustard in here, throw anything you want in this. This is just an empty canvas. And this sauce is particularly well when you throw it, you know, like you want baked mac and cheese. Because when you do that, like all this like extra liquid is going to prevent it from drying out, which is the biggest thing when it comes to it. So, this is our 3-ingredient mac and cheese. Please try this. You will love it. And as always, thanks for watching Kirsch's Kitchen. And y'all have a great time.